Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmed Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports today. Let's take a look at what we're discussing in detail, and then of course we give you the lineup first of all and then introduce the guest. First of all, we have to talk about the Prime Minister's youth program that is underway in full swing in all its colors. It's been absolutely magnificent, and university students from all across Pakistan have joined this initiative, which is of course the Prime Minister's University Olympiad that is taking place at the sports complex in Islamabad. We'll give you all the updates and the details regarding that as well. Then of course we move on and we come to cricket in detail, of course, and it's very particular that we need to mention this because interesting now that Pakistan is going to be facing Zimbabwe. The series is all set. The first one international starts on Sunday, and we're I think in store for a great series considering that Pakistan has got some names that they want to try out as well. And then of course we move on and we discuss with you some more particular things on Sports Extra as well in detail. We tell you about the Border Gavaskar Trophy, where after India were bowled out cheaply, Australia managed to top that. So they were 87 for 7 at stumps. I mean, marvellous in reply to India's 150 plus runs. But the fact is that Jasprit Bumrah was on song, and I must say that the Australians look to be the ones under pressure right now. And this test match can surely, I am absolutely, confirming this to you right now, that if India managed to take this test match, it's going to be a very, very competitive series going forward. I think all the onus is going to shift on Australia, and then it's going to be, either a win or either no way out. That's the way it's going to unfold for you as well. And then of course we move on and we give you some more latest updates from the world of sports as well. We talk about basketball, and we of course give you all the latest of updates regarding the Pakistan Basketball Federation, what they're doing, what's going to be happening, everything there. So we'll give you all the updates regarding that as well. Time now to introduce our guest for the first segment. We've been joined by cricket commentator, international broadcaster, presenter and our sports expert, Asif Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum assalam, Ahmed. I'm good, thank you.
And we've also been joined by fellow anchor and sports expert Sayyid Mohammad Awais. Assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you?
Walaikum assalam, Ahmed bhai. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for joining us. Now, of course, we talked about the Prime Minister's program as well. You take a look at this report and then we continue.
फिर से है चल पड़ा अज़्म हिम्मत का निशान।
शहबाज शरीफ साहब का अज़्म है कि पाकिस्तान के नौजवान बच्चे और बच्चियों को प्लेटफॉर्म देना है।
झूलो आसमान, तुम हो पाकिस्तान।
आपको आगे बढ़ने के मौके देने हैं, आपको दुनिया के अंदर अपना टैलेंट दिखाने का मौका देना है। आप जैसे बच्चे और बच्चियां पाकिस्तान का झंडा दुनिया में लहराएंगे।
हिम्मत बंधाएंगे हम, ऊंची भरो उड़ान ए नौजवान।
पाकिस्तान का नौजवान तरक्की करेगा तो पाकिस्तान तरक्की करेगा, तरक्की होगी और अनकरीब हम इससे बड़े बड़े इवेंट पर इकट्ठे होंगे।
The Prime Minister's University Sports Olympiad officially started at the Pakistan Sports Complex. The event, organized by the Prime Minister's Youth Program in collaboration with the Higher Education Commission, featured a vibrant opening ceremony with a grand march past, cultural performances and exciting sports demonstrations. Rana Mashood Ahmed Khan, chairman of the Prime Minister's Youth Program, and Dr. Mukhtar Ahmed, chairman of HCC, jointly inaugurated the Olympiad. The event also attracted ministers, ambassadors, and sports enthusiasts, all coming together to celebrate the spirit of youth sports. Over 5,000 athletes are competing in 10 different sports, including athletics, badminton, handball, hockey, judo, swimming, table tennis, volleyball, weightlifting, and wrestling. This grand event aims to provide a platform for young talent to showcase their skills and promote healthy competition among university students. The Olympiad not only highlights the importance of physical fitness, but also fosters national unity among the youth of Pakistan.
And there you have it, all the details in this report. Of course, in order to forge national unity and give the youth a platform to showcase their skills in sports and become professional athletes for Pakistan as well in the future. This is certainly a great initiative by the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif. And of course, I would also like to laud the role played by Rana Mashood Saab as well, heading the Prime Minister's Youth Program. I think fantastic opportunity that has been given to the future of Pakistan. That being said, of course, we move on to Pakistan that start their campaign with a one-day international series. The first match of the three-match series to take place on Sunday. Let's take a look at this report.
Pakistan cricket team is all set to take on Zimbabwe in a three-match one-day international series, with the first match scheduled for November 24th. The team recently arrived in Zimbabwe and will begin their practice sessions tomorrow to prepare for the series. Notably, star players Babar Azam, Shaheen Shah Afridi and Naseem Shah have been rested for the series, with Mohammad Rizwan stepping in to lead Pakistan. The two teams have faced each other in 62 one-day internationals, with Pakistan won 54 and Zimbabwe secured 5, and 2 matches ended without a result, while one match was tied. The second ODI will take place on November 26th, followed by the third match on November 28th.
And all the details in this report. K. Asif Ahmed, just a couple of days now since the series starts with the first one-day international. I understand that, on paper, Pakistan does have the majority of the victories here, Zimbabwe with just 5 amongst more than 60 matches played. But right now, I think we must also recognize that it's been very interesting the way Zimbabwe have taken their campaign in the past couple of years. On times, they have surprised Pakistan. Always it's been blessing Muzrabani, if I remember those couple of series correctly. Pakistan, if they are in trouble, then they, obviously they're in trouble. But right now we talked about the bench strength and everything there as well. How do you see the competition?
Well, Ahmed, definitely Pakistan got some, good victories against Australia in the recent past. And that's why I'm saying Pakistan is in good confidence. And when you're playing against Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe have beaten Pakistan in T20, and last a couple of years I do remember that the Pakistan was under criticism that why we lost against Zimbabwe. But see, this is a very important series right before the Champions Trophy, and as you said that the bench strength will definitely check there. Babar Azam is not in the squad, and the rest of the players, they will get ample opportunities. Rizwan, he got so confidence in Australia because Pakistan have won after a very long time in Australia. So see, the Kamran Ghulam, definitely Kamran Ghulam will get a chance. I would love to watch him because we have talked about him a lot, and he has a stunning test debut, a century against England. And then of course that he went to Australia. Yes, he didn't get chances properly, but now if Kamran Ghulam and some other youngsters, they will get an opportunity against Zimbabwe. They will have a very, very golden opportunity to score there, to get wickets there, and tell to the rest of the domestic performers, if they're sitting there, yes, if you're performing well in the domestic circuit, you will get a chance in Pakistan side. And yes, then Pakistan, when we're playing for Pakistan, we could do something special. So it's the importance of this series is really, really important for me, because right before the Champions Trophy, it's Rizwan is getting better day by day. When we talk about his captaincy, he has taken a very good decision that he didn't play the last T20 and gave an opportunity to Hazibullah. So I think these things are going on a right direction, and we are looking forward to get some more good results.
Certainly we are, and I think it's very important that Asif mentions some of these prospects who will get an opportunity. And I think once you get an opportunity, and if you don't live up to the expectations, then you don't have the right to complain about it afterwards as well. So I mean, you need to take this very seriously, even if it is Zimbabwe on the other hand, which of course, like I said, has not got a better record than you amongst those two nations as well. But Awais, how would you highlight this series now? It's a time to make a solid bench strength, increase the players pool as well, explore a couple of opportunities.
Ahmed, I will agree with Asif Bhai's statement, because if you just watch the series what Pakistan has to play before the Champions Trophy, this is the most, I would say, you can't say it's an easy series, because when you're playing at the international levels, obviously you've got that international feel, you feel that pressure over there. Zimbabwe, if you just remind, they had scored 300, okay fine, it was against a weaker team, but still they had beat Pakistan, they did beat Australia. So Zimbabwe is a changed team now. If you just watch out their aggressiveness, that shows that they have literally worked on the team. But when you're playing against Zimbabwe, this is the best time where you can actually have your new collection over here, because after this you're going to be playing against South Africa. It's a tough series. Then you got the Tri-Nation series. So this is the best time where you can have your new generation to play over there, have some new combinations. But the biggest problem for me again would be the same thing. I mean, because this is the series where you try to make your strike rate proper. The biggest issue what we still feel in the T20s, in the one-day cricket, when we talk about the opening department, when we talk about the power play, initial power plays, Pakistan has been facing that. We haven't been meeting up to that mark over here. I know the last T20 match we did score 60-70 odd runs when Hasibullah and Babar were playing. That was a brilliant class, but still you need to power that up. Your strike rate needs, it's a matter of strike rate. You need to do that over here. So Pakistan has got that germs. It's good that you have got Sahibzada Farhan, you got Kamran Ghulam, you got different Hasibullah over here, different combination to try, so Pakistan can have a good psychologically preparations before the Champions Trophy. But mind you, like you said about Mazhar Rabbani, because he plays Pakistan Super League, he has been hunting the wickets even in the Pakistan Super League. He's a good fast bowler, tall right-arm fast bowler. He would be a threat for Pakistan, but Pakistani batsmen, they need to be aggressive over here, because that's the modern day cricket, what the requirement is. The biggest issue you feel is what you want is in the middle order, how Pakistan accelerates that innings. Kamran Ghulam, unfortunately he wasn't able to perform well in the Australian circuit, but he's one of the one to watch on how he deals with the middle order pressure, because obviously you won't be having big names like Babar playing in that. It's Kamran Ghulam who has to take that lead, and I hope Pakistan has a new kind of a team strategy over here.
Well, certainly. Of course, we're going to move on to the Border Gavaskar Trophy as well, but I just want to update our viewers that another decision was taken at the Pakistan Cricket Board today, where former Test cricketer Azhar Ali has been appointed as the head of youth cricket for Pakistan as well. His official appointment is the new head of youth development by the Pakistan Cricket Board. So I generally appreciate this. I think if we're particularly going to focus on youth cricket, then why not have a Test cricketer like Azhar Ali in that role as well? That really could be fruitful. That being said, let's take a look at this report regarding India versus Australia.
India dominated the opening day of the first test against Australia at the Optus Stadium in Perth, thanks to a brilliant bowling performance led by Jasprit Bumrah. India, after opting to bat first, were bowled out for just 150 runs. India had a shaky start with Jaiswal dismissed for a duck, but Nitish Kumar scored 41, Rishabh Pant made 37, and Rahul 26 runs provided some resistance. However, Virat Kohli was out for just 5 runs. Australia's bowlers led by Josh Hazlewood claimed 4 wickets. India's pacers tore through Australia's batting lineup, with Bumrah taking the key wickets of Natham, Usman Khawaja and Steve Smith. Debutant Harshit Rana dismissed Travis Head with a superb delivery.
What a moment for Harshit Rana. It's the hugely dangerous Travis Head who's on it.
While Mohammad Siraj removed Mitchell Marsh and Marnus Labuschagne, Bumrah claimed his 4th wicket by dismissing Pat Cummins. At the close of play, Australia were struggling at 67 runs for the loss of 7 wickets.
Well, it's been utter chaos, and it was bound to be as well. Once they started considering that Bumrah is the threat, the Australians everywhere on media before the series, this was bound to happen, and the stand-in skipper Jasprit Bumrah delivered when it mattered the most. How would you highlight proceedings on day one, K. Asif?
Well, I think that when I was watching Mitchell Starc, Pat Cummins and Josh Hazlewood, the way they were bowling, they were unplayable sometimes, and you know that 5 of their main batters, they got out behind the stumps, starting from the Yashvi Jaiswal. Yeah, that was a little poor shot selection, play away from the body. And then, of course, you know that Josh Hazlewood, he was sometimes, he was just coming on the 4th and 5th stump. That was a very good strategy against a very good batting lineup like India. Shubman Gill was not there, as I said yesterday, that Morni Mokal said that we will decide about him because his left thumb has been injured during the intra-squad match. And now, when Shubman Gill was not there, then a couple of other players, they got a chance. I was talking about Reddy. He played a stunning inning on this very difficult surface where the other batters were struggling. Why? Just because he played more than 20 first-class games, and he's a very good all-rounder as well. And then, of course, there was a Jasprit Bumrah's show, and the way Bumrah started, amazing, unbelievable. And Siraj was supporting him, but of course, the duo of Jasprit Bumrah and Siraj, so far they have destroyed the dreams of Australians, and Australia is struggling on the day first.
No dream is too big, simple as that, and that's what the Indians have done over here. But Wes, it was a very, very interesting day one. I think credit to India and credit to Reddy, as Asif said as well. Despite India losing wickets, they managed to get 150 plus runs. But 67 for 7 is something you don't expect from Australia at home, regardless who the opposition might be.
I think the biggest, for me, one thing was interesting was that to watch after many years, you have seen a five test match series. I mean, it's important to get the revival of test match. Australia is lovely to watch, man. It's Test cricket going on over there. Look at the buzz, the sound everywhere in the stadium, because this was one of the entertaining days, I would say, in a Test history, specifically, if I'm not wrong, but specifically for the fast bowlers. The way Australians from the start, the bowlers bowled well. If I just go for the Hazelwood, because I was even speaking to you about Hazelwood, literally I didn't see him that quick what I saw him today. The ball which was bowled to Virat Kohli was unplayable. Everyone has been talking about that on social media. The biggest thing what I've seen in the Indian team, what lacked was that, if you talk about Jaiswal and all that, because when you play in Australia, you especially have the ball on the body and then you play it. It was away from the body. The bat was more away from the body. Everyone has a similarity when they had been bowled out or when they had been LBW. So that's the biggest reason I feel, because Australia conditions are totally different. India has not played many test matches, many of the series matches, I'll say, in Australia. So that did have the experience lack over there. But the Indian fast bowlers, Jasprit Bumrah, but Siraj, I would say, were unplayable. They showed what class is. The way Bumrah has been leading the fast bowling attack over here, 67 for 7 down, won't be easy for Australia. But one thing is good for me, that you will have a result of this test match, because before this test match, if you remember, everyone was speaking about this test series, that how India would be under pressure, because Pakistan has performed really well over here, but India would definitely feel the heat over here. But looking at Australia, the kind of test cricket, kind of cricket they play, it's going against them, because I mean the baseball kind of a thing what England introduced, Australia somewhere I see they have that kind of scenario being played even in the test matches. It's going to be an interesting series, but wait and watch. It would be a tough second innings for Australia too.
Well, I must say that I have been really impressed by the planning of India's bowlers. They were bowling full, and I think that did the trick for them. At this kind of surface, you need to bowl as full as you can, and that's what's worked. And to be honest, you know, I know people would say Rizwan started the collapse of mighty Australians, but you know, nonetheless, that being said, it's been very, very interesting on the close of day one, and I think tomorrow's first session is going to decide where this test match is going, as simple as that. But thank you very much, Asif Ahmed and Syed Mohammad Awais, for joining us. We go towards a short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Sports Section. Now we move on to our segment of basketball, and we're going to give you all the updates, what's happening in Pakistan, what right now is in the near future, what kind of tournaments and everything that is coming. So we're going to be talking about them in detail as well. And I think there's a lot going on if we look at the past couple of months as well. So we're going to be talking about all of these. We're very honored to be joined by the General Secretary of the Pakistan Basketball Association, Mr. Aujaz Zahoor. Assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you?
Assalamu alaikum.
Sir, thank you very much for joining us. First of all, I understand that there's been a lot of travel, a lot of work involved in your domain as you know, heading basketball as well. But right now, I think we're very eager to know what's coming up next and what are we looking forward to.
Right now, we are focused on the development of our local youth. As you're aware, we recently organized a basketball championship especially for girls in Islamabad by the support of Federal Directorate of Education, Alliance Francaise, and an NGO, Right to Play. They played a phenomenal part in helping us organize this event. It was successful, and we saw 8 teams from Islamabad competing at a very good level, and it was an excellent show of sportsmanship. So our focus, especially the federation's focus, is to develop basketball both for men and women. So we are working towards the equality for both genders.
Well, when we talk about you know, finding a talent pool for women players in Pakistan, there are certain traditional and cultural challenges that our society has. Let's be very honest about them. But what are some of the other challenges that you see on the technical side of it as well?
See, there are technical challenges. Getting girls to come to the basketball court is a bit of a challenge. However, this is what our responsibility is all about. It is our job to create opportunities, bring them out of their houses, and I think we've done a very decent job in the past 2 years in helping our female players to come to basketball courts, and we provide them with competitive opportunities. And I think parents, they have also come to realize that sports is very important for girls, and we've seen a lot of inclusion from the parents. They are here to encourage their daughters. So I think we're stepping in the right direction.
Well, I do believe that it's very important to create success stories. And obviously, in our part of the world, we connect with a success story very easily, and then people dream of being that next big thing. So do we also believe that in basketball now it's time that we also start creating these success stories, and then once that tale has been told, when these girls go on and tell their community and their social circle about what they saw, what kind of tournament they participated in, by the time we move on to the next edition of it, we can surely increase the numbers.
Definitely, there are a lot of success stories in the past couple of years. I would like to mention a very important and a very significant improvement in basketball. We recently organized a FIBA statistician workshop in Islamabad. And you'll be surprised to know that before this workshop was organized, about 25 candidates from all over Pakistan appeared in a test that was taken up by our international body FIBA. And a girl who's 21 years old from Quetta, and she went through this test and she passed with flying colors, and she has become the first Pakistani female basketball statistician. And a girl coming from Quetta, she's very enthusiastic about playing basketball and being a part of it. I think this is very encouraging that basketball has reached out to the far-fetched corners of Pakistan, and this is one of the greatest success stories that we've seen in the recent few months.
Well, I mean, congratulations. I would love for you to give a shout out, as you just did as well, and I think all of us need to celebrate this, because obviously it is for Pakistan by large as well, that the first Pakistani, the first female Pakistani to be certified by FIBA, and let alone hailing from Balochistan. I think it gets even special.
Absolutely. We have in the past 2 years, we've seen a national basketball championship happening in Karachi. There was a lot of participation from Quetta and Peshawar and Hazara. These girls which are coming from these areas, they are highly interested in playing basketball, besides just Islamabad, Lahore and Karachi, which are the bigger cities. We are also organizing a national basketball championship, and I would like to thank Pakistan WAPDA for taking the initiative this time. They are organizing this national championship for women at the end of December in Lahore, and we will see a lot of participation from our departments and our divisions, which includes Peshawar, Rawalpindi, Islamabad, Quetta, Karachi, Lahore, and especially Faisalabad. So we're looking at a lot of girls who are moving towards playing this game, and I'm grateful for all the support that we've gotten from our departments and Pakistan Sports Board, especially for helping us in organizing these events.
I'll be honest. I personally saw one of your finals last time, and I'm being absolutely blunt about it, that I couldn't take my eye off from the court for 1 second. It was so competitive, and I mean that's a story which I saw, and that's why I say that more and more people need to come and see it for themselves as well.
Yes, I'm glad that you were there to witness that event. It was the Inter-Provincial Basketball Championship, which was recently organized in Islamabad. All 4 provinces and the capital participated in that event, and we saw excellent competition. And we saw a very competitive game over there, which is very encouraging that the efforts that we are trying to put in, they are coming towards a point where we will soon start seeing the development of a team that could compete at international levels.
Well, recently you've been traveling on the international circuit as well, and obviously I understand that there's a lot of responsibility of your good office as well, but I must ask you that what kind of communication are we establishing with not just FIBA as well, but other partner bodies as well, when you talk about different federations or associations around the world? how do they perceive Pakistan? And once you tell them about the structure of basketball, what's the general perception then?
The general perception about a couple of years ago was not so good, especially after COVID, when we started investing our time in our youth. But recently, in the past 2 years, I've met our international bodies at different competitions and different meetings, and we have shown them what we are doing, and they are highly encouraged to support Pakistan. I would like to mention a couple of programs. I recently had an online meeting with our FIBA Asia body, and they are ready to send their coaches, their instructors to Pakistan for development, and they want us to focus on the development of our youth, our technical side, and every aspect.
I think that's a big success for
Yes,
us.
absolutely.
That really speaks volumes, because we already have the talent pool, we have some of the resources, but if we get the technical experience and the technical support from FIBA, that could probably go a long way. And I think one part of the picture which you always mention is also then, of course, training the trainers that we have as well.
Yeah, training the trainers is very important. We have a lot of young generation that is interested, and to mention, we've recently launched a program in Islamabad where we will be training our local referees. We are encouraging our youth from the age of 18 till 25 years to come up, and we will provide them with a 6 weeks of training program, classroom training and practical training session. And this will start from Islamabad. This will be a trial program, and once we see the success in this program, we'll take it to other cities like Lahore, Peshawar, Karachi, Quetta, and we want to create a pool of technical officials who could participate, not only take care of our local events, but we could showcase them at international level. We want them to make sure that they are ready to take up the examination process that is there to become a FIBA referee or a FIBA commissioner or a FIBA statistician. So we are working towards that, and we want to make sure that all the competitions, especially in our South Asian region, they are officiated by some of our youth.
Absolutely. I think that really speaks volumes of what we look to achieve in the next year or so, and I'm sure that the numbers are going to keep on increasing, and a lot more on the technical side of it as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Roger Zahoor, for joining us. That, of course, is all the time we have. That wraps up Sports Extra from me and my entire team. It's goodbye for now.